All right. As we start today's session, uh, going to have a little, I guess you say, blast from the past. Current start date is 48535.6. Year is 2371. With 28 days until the celebration of the 210th anniversary of the founding of the Federation in 2161 and the 235th anniversary of founding of Starfleet. To mark this special occasion, Starfleet is recalling several non-essential vessels back home for the 21st Fleet Week to honor the day in question. While the Federation is enjoying a relative time of peace, and the threat of the Borg seems like a distant memory after the Battle of Wolf 359 a short 5 years ago, promising new cadets look forward to a bright future in Starfleet. And this is where I forgot to put effects. Lieutenant Vogel, or sorry, Cadet Vogel, you're currently fast asleep after a night of festivities at one of the local clubs here in San Francisco. You hear the faint sound of someone calling out your name.
You said I'm peacefully asleep in bed.
Yes, you're peacefully asleep in bed.
She's gonna grab the pillow and kind of wrap it around her head to try to cover the noise.
Give me fitness medicine difficulty of 1.
Because that's my best roll.
You feel a rather odd sensation as your stomach starts cramping up, and you quickly pull your hand away and knocking a cup of water to the floor in your dorm room.
Ah, damn it.
Well, it's about time, Sarah, you woke up. We gotta go to class. Flight school starts soon. We're gonna be late.
5 more minutes.
Fine, if you're late to class, not my funeral.
All right, give me a minute. And just slowly head over to the dresser with where the uniform is.
You may want to take a sonic shower, Sarah. You can still smell the alcohol.
How come you're not hungover?
I've been drinking this stuff since I was a kid. By the way, did you get that guy's name, that Delobian, that he really seemed to like you?
There were guys there?
Wow, how much did you drink last night?
I lost count after 6.
Next time I'll have to keep an eye on you.
What was that stuff anyway?
I wouldn't know. The Delobian just kept ordering it for you.
And she'll quickly take a sonic shower and then get dressed.
You quickly take a sonic shower. You quickly put on your cadet's uniform. All the while, your head is pounding.
Hopefully the flight instruction is not too strenuous today.
Oh, don't let the instructor find out.
And she'll very carefully start walking to class with whatever the name of her friend is.
Yep, sorry. Your roommate is Cadet Ava Collins. While I would attempt to do an Irish accent for her, unfortunately, my cold is saying not to do it otherwise.
So,
Meanwhile, oh, go ahead.
nope, I was just going to say, yeah, her and Ava head to class.
Garibaldi, uh, as you were fast asleep and unsure what time you went to sleep the night before, you hear uh, the sounds of your morning alarm keep going off as you slowly come to.
I throw the alarm clock at the far wall and hope I don't hit my roommate if I have.
Grab a pad and you throw it against the wall as you not realize that you didn't sleep in your bed, but you're fast asleep, sitting down on top of your desk in front of your computer terminal.
Yeah. What was I up all night studying?
Your first semester of psychology. Have a big exam coming up.
Not a problem. At least it's not my structural engineering course. Hate to have to take that for a third time.
As you give me insight con difficulty 0. Wow, gain a momentum. You soon realize as you kind of come to a little bit of your senses, you only have 20 minutes to report to your morning class.
I will smell the uniform I have on. If it's at least mostly clean, I'll cover myself with Axe body spray and run to class.
You run as fast as you can towards through the dorms and all the way down to the academy. And as you walk in, everyone's already seated. Your instructor kind of looks at you, bewildered. Cadets, I believe you're not scheduled to be here this morning, says the Vulcan psychologist.
Look at my chronos. 9 o'clock abnormal psychology, sir.
You have been scheduled for your survival training exam all week. You were supposed to report to Commander Tasos Zavlas.
Check my schedule on my pad. Is that right?
It is.
My apologies, sir. I will see you tomorrow. And
I will see you next week, cadet.
shit, look at my pad again. How long is that training?
1 week.
Oh, great. Thank you, sir. Whisper at the cute girl in the back row, take notes for me, and then run to wherever it is I'm supposed to be. Good thing I didn't waste time taking that sonic shower now that I'm going to run all over Starfleet Academy.
Give me insight con difficulty of 1. Gain a momentum. You quickly, as you look to the pad and you realize, oh, you have to be in departure bay 4. And you make quickly your way over towards that location, hopefully not to be late. With your Andorian survival trainer. Lieutenant Arif. It's the start of Alpha Shift at your current posting at the Avora 4 colony at the Starfleet away station and listening post, roughly about 10 light years from the Cardassian border. Luckily, this star system that you're currently in is just outside the DMZ.
Excellent. I am guessing I am an alpha shifter, so I am heading to work.
From your small accommodations that have been brought to you at the colony, you make it your way to the essentially the Starfleet outpost there at the colony, and you're greeted. It's not a real big. There's probably maybe 10 to 12 of you total that run the outpost. It's quite small, and for the most part, fairly relaxing. As you walk in, you see the executive officer, a lieutenant commander, Anki Lotz. She is the executive officer of the watch station, and she hands you your preferred drink as she takes a sip of her morning coffee. Good morning, Lieutenant.
Well, Arif, never one to complain about his senior officers serving him a drink. Will fashion her with a bright and glowing smile and say, "Good morning, XO, and how is our little corner of the universe today?"
It's so quiet like usual. You know, I would love to have some excitement once every now and then.
Well, I can't favor you with my magic show because that was last week, but something tells me there's a replicator around here that can replicate a deck of cards. I'm pretty sure I feeling lucky enough to win my money back this time around.
Somehow I think you always let me win, Lieutenant.
Well,
It's
what difference would that make?
not that
It
I don't
just
like
makes
winning, it's just the fact it becomes dull.
well, maybe it just makes my eventual comeback all the more sweeter.
Hmm.
So, and I'm gonna look around, and seeing that, well, I assume if I see everything is quite dull and routine, I will look to one of the other officers, then look back to the XO and say, "Oh, I'm sure they can handle it for a little bit. Shall we take a stroll around the, look around and say outpost with a shrug."
I don't see why not. Commander Blake won't be in for at least another 2 hours.
Well, excellent. And I will take her and start walking around the station while, um, yeah. And I suppose after a couple moments, I will kind of slow a little bit and say, "So it seems like what's different about today? I know that you find your posting here a little dull in comparison, but there's no, there's time for excitement. And what's going on today?"
Not a whole lot, to be frank.
I meant what's going on with you, not, and I'm
Um,
going to gesture around with my hands.
Other than the fact that I would be hoping for another position on a bit more larger scale, but I guess some do have to take their licks.
At that, I'm going to cock my head to the side in a confused manner and say, um, "I apologize, XO. It might just be because I haven't finished this wonderful coffee yet. But maybe you could remind me whatever it is you mean."
Just don't piss off any admirals, Lieutenant. Then again, I think a man of your age, I'm sure you're full of wisdom.
Haha. Well, let me give it to you this way. Sometimes you have to go down to go up. Don't worry about pissing off the wrong admiral, because rank will come. You are obviously able and you obviously deserve rank, and just because you pissed off one admiral doesn't mean that the next one isn't going to notice what I do.
I hope that's the case, Lieutenant.
And I'll tell you what, I've pissed off some admirals in my time too, but you know, that comes with the territory. And if I get promoted, I will take you with me. You, because as I said, you are quite able.
I appreciate the gesture, Lieutenant.
Oh, now, want to play hooky and watch Die Hard?
Unfortunately, I think I've um, in enough trouble as it is, given I was just transferred here 6 months ago. I really don't want to make my commanding officer mad at me. So, despite how boring it is here, at least it's peaceful.
Well, that I can certainly understand. Well, then I guess let's head back to Ops and see if a little excitement can come find us.
The two of you head back to the operations center, and as you walk in, um, you see your commanding officer, Commander Blake, as he looks to the two of you and just kind of goes, Commander Lotz, I need you to head over to Lars and negotiate for some self-sealing stem bolts for Deep Space Nine. Apparently, some engineer over there needs a whole bunch of them. Really, Commander? There couldn't be another. He's like, can't you just send someone else? It's like, Commander Lotz.
Why don't? Could I break in and say, well, Commander, if I may?
Yes, Lieutenant.
I was just thinking, my part, I might be able to assist in this matter, and
I need you for something else, Lieutenant. And besides, Commander Lotz here is the only person at this colony that can talk to Lars and get what we want. And you can see the visible, like, depression that just hits her. I had to open my mouth about boredom. Good luck, Commander Lotz. Yeah. She kind of waves her hand up as she walks out the operations center. Lieutenant Arif, I need to see you in my office.
I will nod in agreement and start heading into the commander's office.
You follow Commander Blake into his office, and he takes a seat and kind of motions for you to take a seat across from his desk.
Excellent. I will do just that. I'll sit down and cross my legs and put my hands over on my lap.
No, you haven't been here long, Lieutenant. Given upcoming, the upcoming Fleet Week at Earth, I would, Starfleet headquarters has been asking a representative from various outposts. Ours was, I guess, assuming randomly selected to send a representative to speak at Starfleet Academy. I would like you to go.
Okay. Arif is going to just arch his eyebrow and say, "Sir, you'd like me to speak to Starfleet Academy?"
To a bunch of cadets, Lieutenant.
And what would I be a guest lecturer for?
Really, it's just a guest speaking about life out here on the frontier. And whatever else you can come up with.
I'll take it.
Oh,
Thank you, Commander.
Well, you're welcome. I'm not sure if you wanted to thank me or not, considering at least your service record indicates that you like the slow life.
Well, I don't think a moment here and there to talk to some fresh cadets really constitutes as quick paced. And I think, quite frankly, there's no reason to rush.
Nods. Well, the USS Yellowstone will be arriving here by tomorrow morning. Make sure your bags are packed and ready to go.
I will, sir. Thank you. I will start going to write my speech right away.
You have some time. You don't have to write it today, but probably maybe along the trip, Lieutenant.
Understood, sir. Do you have anything else for me to do in the meantime before I depart?
No, but you may want to check on the commander. Um, make sure she's doing okay with the local.
Of course. Me and her seem to have a good rapport. I will go talk to her immediately.
You're dismissed, Lieutenant.
Um, Ari's going to say, "Thank you, sir," brightly, and then wait a couple moments too long before he realizes he has to get up out of the chair and he'll head out of the office. And I will attempt to see where our executive officer went to.
Um, you're kind of familiar with Lars. He owns a shop called Kessel's Store. It sells a lot of various stuff. Sometimes he deals with the odd Ferengi trader that attempts to sell the colony snake oil from time to time. But guys manage to wrangle in the Ferengi trader when he does that. Um, Lars typically does not like dealing with Starfleet, but lately he has taken a liking to Commander Lutz.
Is Commander Lotz pretty?
About average.
Alrighty. Is she rich?
There's nobody, so
Is there a reason? Okay. Well, um, okay, that's fair. However, that is her ball of wax, and if nothing else, I'm simply gonna try to find her and check in on her. Even though I kind of was just talking to her, see if the commander was right to be concerned.
do you keep a distance a little bit, or are you just kind of like, immediately?
Oh, Lars is here.
Lars is at his shop where Commander Lutz went to.
Oh, I'm sorry. No,
I should.
I'll hang.
I'll explain this a little better. So the colony, like this, the actual station for like is actually just sort of a building on the planet, and the colony is sort of around the actual station, in a way.
Okay.
So they like this is more like a frontier type colony situation. So
Okay. Then no, I'll hang back a little bit, and just kind of wait. Um, I don't really want to mess up what's going on in there.
you see, as you kind of approach and you look through like the window in Lars's shop, you see Commander Lars. She's looking at a data pad, and with the information that was handed to her. Um, and you see them kind of exchanging a few words, and then she kind of throws her arms up in frustration.
Uh, it doesn't look like anything is getting violent, does it?
No, it does not.
All right, then I'll still wait and hold off.
A few moments go by, and she eventually exits. Visibly, you can see like she's frustrated as she exits Lars's shop. Oh, Lieutenant.
Heyo. Sorry, I came into or came down here. I came down here to check on you, but I didn't want to interrupt your meeting. I know I'm not Lars's favorite.
Oh well, despite what the commander thinks, Lars still likes to be difficult, and he's asking way too much for a bunch of self-sealing stem bolts.
Well, tell you what. I believe Starfleet is paying for this, correct?
Yes. However,
Excellent.
I don't know if I can even get the stuff he's asking for.
Is anything he's asking for dangerous?
Not on the surface, no.
Well, then I would say here's your chance at getting revenge at the admirals that you think you've upset. You overpay for something. Uh, you know, colony gets their stem bolts. Everybody wins.
So you're telling me to give in to his demands when
Are they, from a outside of a monetary perspective, are they unreasonable?
I would say a little.
Well, which are the ones that you think are unreasonable? Strike those off the list and go in there and give them everything else. You're still overpaying, but now your conscience is clear.
I guess I have no choice then.
Would you like me to come with you?
No, I'll handle this, Lieutenant.
See, I have to point out, this is not a failure on your part. This is simply a situation where you are taking an efficient course of action, even if it isn't the best course of action. And that is perfectly swell.
See, that's the wisdom I was talking about earlier.
Well, in that case, even more of a reason to stick with me. In fact,
Well,
I'm about to head to Earth. Perhaps I could request of the commander that do you need to go to DS9 or could you
um,
perhaps take me?
I'm. You're going to Earth. You kind of
I
like.
am. I'm
Oh,
giving a guest lecture. I've been given a guest lecture appearance at Starfleet Academy for a batch of new recruits. Apparently, someone over there thinks I have a good amount to say.
oh. Well, um, unfortunately, I don't think Commander Blake will probably allow me to leave. Um, but I do wish you the best of luck, Lieutenant.
Of course, thank you. And you here. And when I get back, perhaps you can give me a chance to win that money back.
Of course.
Oh, and I'm gonna look around and say, it is kind of dull. Well, when in Rome, I'm gonna look at her. I'm gonna say, live long and prosper, and I will head to start preparing.
Enjoy your holiday at Earth, Lieutenant.
I'll bring you back a postcard. I will call over my shoulder.
And she just gives you a little smile and then walks back in to deal with Lars again.
Good luck, XO. Good luck.
Ah, the doctor is here. Perfect timing. Apologies, I'm trying to find appropriate tokens. Dr. Mountain, to give you a brief heads up, you are currently on the USS Portland. The current year is 2371.
Okay.
You're on one of your, I believe it's your first ship assignment.
It is my first off-world assignment, yes.
Currently you're just, you're not the CMO of this ship, but you are one of the physicians on board. As Alpha Shift is getting ready to come in, and you're about to ready to take your leave, you are treating this poor engineer for a careless hand wound while working on one of the plasma injectors.
Well, that must have hurt.
Uh,
Sorry, yeah. Wow, what did you slip or something?
my hand
So weird.
slipped and the injector suddenly sliced through.
Here, just don't move it around like that. Clear. Just set it down here. Here we go. Good job. Hold on a second. Let me scan, make sure there's nothing foreign objects or anything in here. Okay. Now, do an examination as needed with probably need a dermal stimulator, so I'll look for that while I'm waiting for the device to do its thing and look really rushed. Like I'm trying to get it all right at the same time. Do this, I gotta do this one, then do this, then do this.
Give me control plus medicine difficulty of 1.
I don't know if I have that score right now, but I'll take a momentum.
Oh, I duplicated the character sheet. The stats
Oh, it's
are yeah, it's in 2371. All the stats are the same. It's just the tokens.
Oh, I see,
different.
I see.
But
I'm changing it now. So buying a die still. I don't know if I have a focus that might apply, but at this time, just basic scan.
this is to do kind of all of it. So You get the momentum back.
Hey.
And you patch up his hand, and you didn't see any foreign objects, unless a couple splinters that you were able to kind of pull out relatively easily. And
Oh,
kind
here, have a pain reliever. I forgot to. Here it's.
of, um,
That should feel better, right? That feels better.
yeah. Luckily, I'm coming off my shift.
Yeah, you should take take the rest of the day.
Is it supposed to tingle like that?
No. The feeling should go numb pretty soon here. Here, try this.
Okay.
I had to adjust it a little bit. All right. But overall, you should be fine. Yeah, just want to take the afternoon off, and let me know if or let the lieutenant commander know that or the doctor. I keep forgetting what I'm supposed to call them. Anyway, great. So let us know. Call the office.
Yeah. Thank you. And
Absolutely.
he gets off, kind of rubs his hand a little bit as he walks out the sick bay.
Signaling will go down, right? Right. Yeah. Anyway, so right, logs, great. Okay, I grab my pad and go grab a side chair or whatever over here, maybe, and start working on my reports and whatnot.
You hear the sound of the door open, and walks in the CMO. Kind of takes a seat.
Oh, I stand up.
Sir? You're fine, Dr. Mountain. Hope last night wasn't too rough.
Well, everybody has a night like that.
Yes. Just want to get you heads up. I just got done talking with the captain. We are supposed to rendezvous with the USS Neptune to transfer some dignitaries over. And then we're heading back to Earth.
Back to Earth. Nice. I haven't been there for
Yeah.
It's a nice place. I've seen a couple good spots. Any place you would recommend?
Well, it depends on what you wish to go to, but I do.
I like oceans.
Mediterranean is a beautiful place to be at.
Oh, cool. I heard Southern California is pretty nice too. Not even south of San Francisco, of course.
Would know.
Anyway, sorry. What you were saying, sir? We're heading to Earth.
Yes, after we rendezvous with the Neptune, there's some dignitaries that will be boarding the ship. My understanding it'll happen during your shift later tonight. So just tend to their needs, and if there's emergency, let me know.
Is there any person I should know more about, like reading up on different biology or anatomy or whatnot?
I haven't been given the specifics yet. They're pretty private about their biology.
Good. We'll wing it. We're doing pretty good. Anyway. Sir. And then, so we'll stay rendezvous at Earth for a few days?
From my understanding, the Portland is to partake in the festivities. So, the captain will give us further orders. Last time I've been through one of these, it probably was just on reserve leave during parts of the time when we had to be on duty, and other times we were free to do whatever.
Sounds good. Yeah, wait. Yeah, I wonder, sir, Um. So, what? Where are we meeting the Neptune? I mean,
It's
how far?
just
are we?
open space. I wasn't privy to the details. Well, honestly, I was more interested in looking at the trying to get info on like who was boarding.
Yeah. Good point. Good point. That's fine. That's fine. Yes. I suppose I should get back to duties. Just filling out another log. Somebody got a plasma burn in engineering. That's too bad. But they'll be fine. I'll see you on shift change. That should be pretty soon.
Uh, should be with Doctor. I'm blanking on a name to come up with, but there's another doctor that will take over like because 3 shifts. So
Sure. I assume I'm Gamma.
yeah.
Yep. Oh, so I should go to bed.
Get some sleep, Doctor.
No, thank you. It's been a good but long day. All right. Thanks. Let me know when the dignitaries are gonna arrive, or at least have somebody tell me
I'll
so I can be
forward.
prepared.
I will forward you the relative data when they arrive, or at
I,
least it should be available to you when we know more info.
I appreciate it. Always doing the great work here. I'll catch you later.
Have a good night, Doctor.
And you, Doctor. Head back to my room. Um, These small machines. Um, they look like different prototype hands or feet or whatnot that are robotic in some form. And he's working on them. He sits down and starts working on that. Like it's been there on his desk for ages.
So you're gonna work through the morning hours.
Generally, yeah. Get a coffee, drink. Oh, no, I'll try the Roctagino I've been hearing about, so he'll do that. Probably choke on it the first moment, but he'll slowly get used to it over time. Yeah. Yeah. And then he'll take a good rest, a short rest, and then go back to it.
Was there anything else you wish to do or role play?
Um, I can hold off for now.
All right, scene change. You go down 1 momentum.
We had momentum.
Yeah, you have 1 now. Be nice if I could find some. There it is. Cadet Vogel, you arrive for your flight training where there's a small group of you, roughly about 10 or so, about 10 or 11, and you and Collins are the last ones to arrive, as with the four instructors that have are running the class. They go. The main instructor. Lieutenant Commander Cole goes, Cadet Vogel, Cadet Collins, so glad you could join us.
Sorry we're late, sir.
I need one person to volunteer, as he kind of looks around the classroom. Need one volunteer.
And Vogel will look away, hoping not to be picked.
Your roommate kind of goes, I'll do it, in an eager fashion. Oh, Cadet Collins, I should have known. Accompany me. We're gonna go on a lovely shuttle ride for about an hour. As the two walk off, and the other instructor perks up, a Lieutenant Ryan, as she speaks. I need everyone to pair off in groups of 2. Today we will be flying a Type 7 shuttlecraft. To get you familiar with the shuttlecraft control systems. All of you have done excellent work in the simulator, and it is now time for the real thing.
And assuming her normal partner just went and volunteered for something, Vogel will probably just wait for someone to come to her, especially with the hungoverness.
Seeing as everyone starts to kind of form in groups, and one particular pilot, he's not exactly sort of the best in the class. He's known to make constant mistakes and second guess himself. Kind of approaches you and Sarah, would you like to pair up? As says,
Quickly glancing, I'm assuming everyone else paired off.
yes. Cadet Jax Barrett.
Yeah, that'll be fine, Jax.
Are you okay? Kind of.
I'm just a little tired. I'll be fine.
Oh. And you're being paired off, and then an instructor kind of walks up to you and Jax and goes, all right, we'll be traveling in, and he kind of motions over to the shuttlecraft. Jax goes, you could go first if you like.
I'll just look to him. And just nod.
You and Jax enter the shuttlecraft along with your instructor. The instructor takes the seat of the co-pilot to, and initiates, monitoring type capabilities on there, and then also, override, features where they could pull the controls away from you at a moment's notice. Like driver's ed, special vehicles where.
Yeah. With the brake on the floor. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Cadet Vogel. I want you to take us to a altitude of 10,000 meters.
Yes, sir. And she'll double check all the readouts, and then she'll engage thrusters.
Give me Insight Con difficulty of 1.
Helm ops for a focus.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Sweet.
Do that at small craft.
I'll use the momentum too, just to get an extra dice. Try to get some more.
Gain 2. And it would seem that the plasma injectors are currently closed.
Do I know how to open them?
Yes. But the instructor kind of was like, is there a problem, Cadet?
The plasma injectors are closed. Would you? I'm gonna need to open them before flight.
It's your shuttlecraft currently, Cadet.
Yes, sir. And then, yeah, she'll open the things.
Say this is going to involve engines. Control plus con difficulty of 1.
I'll use the momentum.
Gain 2. And yet you managed to open up the plasma injectors to allow the, impulse manifolds to, take hold.
Sweet. And then, yeah, if everything checks out, I'll gauge the thrusters and get to the altitude that the instructor specified.
Let's go with a control con difficulty of 1, complication range 2. And the shuttle will assist. I'll roll the shuttle. I think the stats are like 8 or 9.
Yeah, they're pretty low for a shuttle. I'll use momentum again.
No crash on your first. Oh man.
I mean, I have a high con, so
It is a 9 for the shuttle. Nope. Yeah, 3 momentum gained. And yeah, you take the shuttle up relatively smoothly, all the way up to the altitude that was designated. And your instructor speaks up, going, "All right, Cadet Vogel, maintain this altitude and set a course. Um, bearing 108, Mark 0."
Yes, instructor. Maintaining altitude, setting course 180. And I'll make the adjustment. It's like we're flying planes now.
And you maintain this altitude as you continue cruising along, and eventually, about a little time as the instructor keeps giving you course corrections, and goes, "All right, Cadet, I need you to take us back and engage in landing procedures."
Yes, sir. And I'll set the course and engage.
Over communications, Shuttlecraft Trainee 05. Be advised, your current course is heading towards a planetary ion storm. Suggest you alter course.
Understood. Adjusting course.
No, Cadet. We'll be fine. You can fly through that.
Yes, sir. Jax, go ahead and raise the shield and check the structural integrity fields. Bringing us through.
Jack succeeds, so shield's online and structural integrity field is at full power.
Thank you.
Give
And I'll
me
proceed through.
a Daring Con difficulty of 3.
I think that was a good time to why not use determination. Starship is an extension of my body.
Yeah, I mean it is technically.
And then I'll use 2 the momentum for another die. Nice.
You get one back as the shuttle succeed, and you fly through the ion storm, and it's a relatively bumpy ride. And then rain hits the shield, and eventually come through like peaceful skies as you make it back to the academy and land. And you notice your partner as he's like breathing heavily, going, "Let's not do that again." Why don't we take a 5-minute break before you take us up, Cadet? Yes, sir. Good work, Cadet Vogel.
Thank you, sir.
Next time, disregard my suggestion, though, Cadet. And
Sir?
you did pose a risk to us in the shuttle by flying through the ion storm, which you could easily have avoided.
Just following your orders, sir.
Did I give you an order? Or did I give you a suggestion, Cadet?
She'll look kind of dumbfounded with that statement, as cadets do.
Don't be too hard on yourself, Cadet. That was some very nice flying. Though I think Mr. Barrett here will need some time. See you in 15.
Yes, sir. And she'll bring the shuttle to its the quick post-flight readiness status before getting up to enjoy the break.
After you do that, you notice your instructor, setting some controls on the shuttle, like some additional information on the shuttlecraft. You can give you like an insight con difficulty 1 to see what he's doing.
I'll just roll the street.
Apparently he's sabotaging, he's essentially putting the parking brake on the shuttle to see if the other cadet catches it.
Do I think it's something similar to what he did to me?
Yeah.
Then I'll say nothing.
All right, we're gonna go over to Garibaldi. Garibaldi, you make a dash for the departure bay 4, where you were told to go, and standing over by a Type 7 shuttle is the commanders whose name is really hard to pronounce, Thesavas. An Andorian, dressed in like a, more of a security, yellow uniform. Cadet Garibaldi Kel. Is that right? Is it Kel now?
Kill.
Kel?
Yes, Commander. Sorry, I'm a little late.
Staying up too late, Cadet Kel? Kel?
I forgot I was supposed to be here. I went to my normal class. I was on time for that.
Oh. Well, your other fellow trainees have already departed, but luckily for you, Cadet Collins here has agreed to fly us to our destination.
Fantastic. I'm sure Cadet Collins is one of your best and brightest, right?
I wouldn't know. She's fresh. She's a fresh cadet in the flight school.
All right. Well, if you're up for adventures, sir, so am I.
Make sure your gear is packed and ready, Cadet. As he walks into the shuttlecraft with Cadet Collins.
So I imagine since Garibaldi didn't realize he was going on his week-long survival camp, he might not actually have any gear with him.
You do not with you, but there is a table with a bunch of gear on it and a backpack.
Garibaldi will make a quick survey to make sure Or quick inventory to make sure that the things that are supposed to be in it are in it.
The backpack is empty, but there's a
Oh.
bunch of random gear on the table.
Look at the pad. Does it say where we're going for survival training?
It does not.
And Garibaldi will make his best guess at just generic survival packet, the things he think he might need.
Let's go insider reason plus security difficulty of 2.
Okay. Survival's a focus.
Yes, survival as a focus.
And, I'll spend a momentum for a third die. Hey.
You pack your survival kit as best you can for a situation you don't know what you're going into. Making sure that you have hopefully enough supplies for at least to last you for a while. Apparently, the rations there is not a lot of rations, but you managed to find a knife that's included in the backpack plus a Type 1 phaser.
Do my best not to hurt myself with it. Garibaldi thinks as he grabs his pack and gets on the shuttle.
As you get on the shuttle, Commander stops you for a second and looks you over. You did read the synopsis for the training cadet kill.
Well, Commander, I had an engineering test last week, and I'm not really good in that class. I might have skipped it. Thought I had another week. I'll be fine. What's the worst that can happen?
He kind of just looks at you, sighs a little bit, and takes a monitoring probe and touches your net, and then takes a hypo and puts it into you. That is to monitor your life signs, and that is a subdermal probe that we will be able to, in case your comm badge is misplaced during your training, we are able to beam you up right away.
That sounds like a reasonable precaution. So where are we going, Commander?
The Australian outback. Cadet Collins, if you would please take us there. Ah, she's a pretty good pilot. The shuttle's no help, but she manages to take the shuttle up, and it's a relatively smooth ride. As you head over from it's roughly probably about a 20-minute flight, as she goes high up into the atmosphere and then down towards the Australian outback.
Let's see, Australia. If I remember my Earth geography, that's a series of tropical islands in the Pacific, right?
No, cadet. It's a continent.
But tropics, right? Cool breeze, sand.
No, cadet. A hot, desolate desert and a swamp.
That sounds unpleasant, sir.
It's supposed to be, cadet.
Yes, sir. I'm sure we'll do fine.
As you see the shuttle, you kind of see the clouds depart as it makes a slow descent towards the designated coordinates that were preset in the computer. And Cadet Collins kind of turns and goes, Commander, we're here as the shuttle lands. I will inform your instructors, Cadet Collins, on the relatively smooth and excellent flight. I'm sure they'll be happy. As for you, Cadet Kill, I suggest you get to the rendezvous point. You have 1 week.
Yes, sir.
You did memorize the location.
Assume I didn't, sir.
He pulls out his data pad and shows you the coordinates.
Oh, that's right. I can get there.
Give me Insight Con difficulty 2 to memorize the coordinates.
Survival for a focus?
Yeah, I'll take that.
I'll take a momentum too. Oh.
As he pulls the data pad away, you think you got the coordinates memorized.
I got it, sir. I got it. So I'll see you in a week, sir.
See you in a week, Cadet.
Thank you, Commander. Yeah.
Good luck, Cadet Kill Garibaldi.
Thanks, Collins. If I do half as well as you did piloting us here, I'll be there in half a week.
As you step off the shuttle, you could feel the intense heat. Just a wave of heat hit you as you step into the desert, and you see tree line several kilometers away. At least you think a tree line.
We'll use whatever I have to orient myself with in place and figure out how to get from where attempt to figure out how to get where I am to where I think the coordinates are.
Reason plus con difficulty 3.
Well, that does not sound like a survival thing, but I will try anyway. Yes, no. Survival's
Add increase complication.
all right. I'll even spend a momentum for a third die. No.
You take samples of like where the air, like where the sun is at, and the breeze currently that you feel, and you suspect you probably have maybe a few hours of daylight, but you probably want to get to the tree line so at least that way you can find some shelter, because you definitely don't want to stay out in the heat.
Yep, I will. I will head for the tree line. Did I manage in my hectic packing to pack some sunscreen?
You did.
Yeah. I will prevent sunburn appropriately and start heading for the tree line, or what I hope is a tree line.
Yeah.
Are there like tracks or anything for like from those who came before me?
Uh, Insight plus security difficulty of 1.
Excuse me. Apparently not. Or that, or I'm
Uh,
about to follow some Aborigine tracks.
You don't see any tracks at all. The ground is just too hard where you're at to really kind of make out anything.
All right. I will head off. grateful I wore my good boots. You'll wish they had a baseball cap, but they'll head for the trees.
I mean, do you wish to cover your head?
I do. I'll take a towel or something out of my pack and put some water on it, and
Okay. You do that. Also trying to ration your water as best you can because you're not sure, your distance. So
it's either that or I think I'm sure, and I'm really wrong. No, we'll take off any moderate pace. I also don't want to wear myself out. It's hot out here. Everybody mumbles himself to about why couldn't he have survival training, in Aruba?
um Garibaldi, you walk for what seems like hours, and the tree line feels like it's getting further and further away.
Is it really a tree line, or am I right? Am I tracking a mirage?
Give me insight plus
Science?
nah. I'm thinking con to sort of for landmarks and stuff.
Okay.
Difficulty 2.
Oh, there's a momentum left. I'll spend it. That sounds like something I could use survival as a focus for, though.
And increased complication.
Oh, sure, I'm all about the complication.
Get the momentum back. No, it is not a tree line. Is you kind of like take a second look and realizing it's probably the heat um, from the like just the makes it look almost like there's trees off in the distance.
Canada. Why can't I have had training in Canada? At least it's cool there.
That's next month.
Is there anything that looks like it might be shelter from the sun out here?
Inside con difficulty 2.
Um, Same kind of a survival role with increased comp.
No, this will be survival. No increased comp.
I will spend that momentum I gained. Maybe.
You as you kind of like searching the area, you do find like what appears to be a group of rocks that's kind of like, even though this area is fairly flat, you do see some croppings to where you could potentially get some shade and a little bit of shelter.
All right, I'm gonna take. What time of day is it?
The sun is practically overhead, and this is the point where I need you to make a fitness medicine difficulty 1 check.
All right. For fun, we'll roll that flat. Oh, look at that.
Gain a momentum, and you definitely could tell, like, even though you've been rationing the water, you do need to find some shade as the heat is getting pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna make my way to the I'm gonna make my way to those rocks and kind of shelter in the shade and wait till it starts cooling off. I'm gonna do the sleep during the day, walk at night thing. I will check my pack to make sure that I have a lamp first.
I mean, you packed like a light. You do have a phaser in case you need to make a fire, for warmth, and then or defend yourself. Also, a knife that you could maybe use to cut some brush if you need to.
Well, I'm going to find as cool a place as I can in the shade, um, and rest until maybe an hour or so before local sunset. Got to get
Uh,
a couple hours past max heating before the temperature starts dropping.
Definitely, it is cooler in the shade, but it is still uncomfortably hot.
Will keep my movement to a minimum, and while I'm sitting here resting and napping, keep an eye out for tasty critters, snakes, lizards, that sort of thing.
Okay. We'll come back to that in a moment. Vogel, uh, as your break comes to an end and you board the shuttle with your partner, he nervously takes the pilot seat, and the instructor goes, "All right, Cadet Barrett, take us up to 10,000 meters." Yes, sir. And he starts fiddling with the controls. And he can tell like he's trying to engage. Like, is there a problem, Cadet? It doesn't seem to want to go. Cadet. Um, and he's just frantically looking around to figure out what's wrong. Why he's not moving.
Just take a deep breath. It's just like the simulator. What does the readout tell you?
Give me presence command difficulty 2.
Oh, I guess I will use that momentum. The only thing I could think of for a focus would be home ops, but I don't think that would apply here.
No.
Oh,
Gain a momentum. He goes, oh, right. And he kind of looks at the indicator, like, oh, that's it, and he presses the button and releases the magnetic clamps. Clear to depart, sir. The instructor kind of like looks, doesn't eye glaze at you, like, and make him. It's not bad. He takes you up. It's a little rough at first, but then he eventually gets up to the altitude and proceeds on a very similar heading that you went on. As the shuttle, flies around, and it's relatively smooth. You definitely could feel the turbulence.
I'll just be reading whatever readouts, This is after all his portion.
Give me reason science difficulty 0.
I'll use the momentum. Reroll the 0.
Gain 3 momentum, and you do detect as you're coming back the same ion storm, though it seems like it's picked up a little bit of pace. Might be a little worse than when you flew through it. And as the shuttle approaches, you guys get the same warning that you got before, and the instructor goes, "You can go ahead and fly through that." Right, yeah. It shouldn't be too hard. Cadet Vogel was able to do it.
I'll just look at him with my eyes open. Kind of like a surprised look.
Let's see if he can actually do it.
We're all gonna die.
Oh, the shuttle helped.
Not enough.
Unfortunately, it's not enough though. It's definitely bumpy, and I need you to make a fitness. Let's go with fitness security difficulty of 1.
I'll use a momentum. Can I argue fitness con as I'm trying to brace myself through the ion storm?
Sure.
Oh, I don't think I got it.
It was diff 1.
Oh, I thought it's 2.
No. You brace as the shuttle, and you almost get thrown through the floor as you hold on to the console as the shuttle takes a nosedive, and the all of a sudden it becomes smooth as the instructor is now at the controls, landing the shuttle, and you visibly see your partner kind of shooken up by the experience as the shuttle comes down for a smooth landing. Cadet Barrett. You will redo the courses on the basic flight procedures, as well as handling through various levels of ion storms in this simulator before you ever touch the controls of another shuttlecraft. Is that clear? Yes, sir. I believe the 2 of you have other classes to attend to within the hour. You're dismissed.
Well, he probably wants us to leave, so.
Yeah, Jack slowly walks out of the shuttlecraft. He definitely kind of looks down and depressed and shooken up.
You okay?
I don't think I have what it's cut out to be. I almost got us killed. If the instructor didn't take over, we would have plummeted straight into the ocean. Do you know what that would have done to us? We would have died.
If the instructor didn't think it was safe, he wouldn't have suggested it both times.
Maybe I'm not cut out to be Starfleet. And by that time, your usual partner comes, like gracefully, like kind of like Druckman's like goes, "Hey, Sarah. Oh, hey, Jax. How was your guys' flight?"
Little turbulent. How was yours?
Uh, Boring and slow, but did get to drop off that one of those other cadets. I think he's in our same grade year. In the Australian outback. Last time I checked, he was wandering off in the wrong direction.
Survival training?
Yep, if he doesn't find his way to the swamplands, oof, gonna have a rough time in that desert.
And that's all you did was drop him off, right?
Yeah. What'd you do?
Just helping Jax here get over his fear of flying.
Wait. Don't tell me Jax here has a fear of flight. I need to go. And he just kind of slowly was like, "Geez, what happened up there?"
The instructor had us fly through an ion storm.
Ooh.
I think he's a little shaken up by it. Mentioned something about not being cut out for this.
Let me guess. You flew first. You flew through the ion storm, and it was smooth as butter.
She'll just shrug.
That sounds about right.
Oh, I need to take care of this hangover. Is it time for lunch yet?
Should be.
Have you eaten yet?
No, I just got back. Kind of a long trip going to Australia and back.
It's like 20 minutes.
Yeah, but when the instructor tells you to kind of do laps in the upper atmosphere to keep an eye on the guy for about an hour, I mean, commander seemed like, a little worried about him, but eventually he goes, shrugged it off thinking he'll survive on his own after he head towards some sort of rock facing area. I'm sure he'll be fine. Plus, it's got a subdermal probe. It's the usual procedure. We're keeping an eye on him.
I mean, it's not like they'd let him wander all by himself. I'm sure someone's keeping an eye on him.
Yeah, I mean, it's no different than what we went through last, month. Though I really don't like Australia. I mean, those spiders are huge. I don't know how anyone could live there.
What are you going to do when you have to chart a whole new planet? Maybe there's one that's has nothing but animals from Australia on it. What are you going to do then?
Take a security officer with me? Plus, half the time, way teams, home officers don't go on planet surfaces. We're stuck on the ship.
Not me. That's why I'm crossing into the sciences. I don't want to be stuck on the ship all day while everyone else gets to experience the planet.
Yeah, fair point. What do you think? Mexican or Italian? Ooh, there's a Chinese restaurant that just opened up.
Just something that that will go easy in my stomach.
Italian it is. Let's go. She kind of smirks.
And Bug will go with her friend.
Scene change. Uh, Commander Reef, Lieutenant Arif. You just finished packing and pretty much getting ready to head off to bed. Since you need to be up early for when the Yellowstone arrives. When you hear a chime at your door.
Enter.
Open the door is Commander Lotz. Oh, I could use a friend right now.
Well, I'm gonna assume that I have a chair. I'm gonna motion to it and say, well, have a seat. Gonna head to the replicator and ask her if she wants anything to drink.
No drinks.
How late is this?
Fairly. It's probably about 1900 hours.
Is this an often occurrence?
No.
Do I smell alcohol?
Yes.
Fair enough. In which case, I'm gonna say, no. I think, please. I was about to have a coffee. I think it helps me think. It helps me converse. Why don't I get you one too, and then you can tell me what's wrong.
She kind of like stops, like, for a second. Maybe some water. That would be better.
Okay. And I'll replicate a couple ice waters and hand her one and take my own and once again offer her the chair and then resume. I'll sit down on the foot of the bed and say, well, why don't you tell me what's going on?
The only way I could get that sleaze bag to take the deal I offered him. He tried to ask for more after I agreed to his original terms.
Okay.
So the only way I could get him to deal was he wanted to go out on a date with me, so I agreed to it. Ugh.
Well, for what it's worth, a couple things there. One, that's not the end of the world. If anything else, you can think of it as a 3 hour long diplomatic parlay. And perhaps you get a nice dinner out of it. And then at the end of the night, you can tell him that you tried and you gave it a shot and
No, you missed the point. I botched the deal. Like, completely.
So no stem bolts.
No stem bolts.
Okay. Well, why don't you and I go talk? Give him another. Go talk to him and give it another try. And then, if we still can't,
He may
if we,
not be in the talking mood,
well,
Lieutenant. Uh, I may have. He may end up being wearing his food in several cocktails.
oh, okay, I understand that. Or if nothing else, maybe I should talk to him solo. But no matter what, I want you to put it on your report that you were following my orders with your negotiation tactic.
I'm. That's gonna look really poorly,
Oh,
Lieutenant.
that for then. Sorry, I momentarily forgot that I was the junior officer here. You are correct. That would look rather silly. However, I am still willing to take as much of the blame as I can, and maybe I can get him to change his mind after all.
No,
I'm
no.
certainly.
I already told the commander about it. He's gonna deal with it in the morning. Plus, you're going to Earth. I don't want to ruin your time there. Ugh.
Well, you know what?
I just needed an ear to someone to listen to me.
Okay, then talk. I am here for that.
You would think when I told him no, 20 times he would get the message.
Does her uniform look disheveled?
No, it doesn't.
Okay. I will simply nod at that and look at her
It might be
pleasantly.
like a little loose, like she's like, because adjusted like the uniform a little bit to like for heat, to
But it doesn't look okay.
yeah. It doesn't look like it's been tethered or like she fought him off or anything like that.
Fair. Please go on. The fact of the matter is, sometimes people just can't take a hint. That's not your fault. You were very clear. That means that none of the blame falls on you.
Yeah, I just hope Commander Cisco at Deep Space Nine sees it that way, and nothing gets back to the admiral who's probably monitoring my every whim actions, looking for an excuse just to kick me out of Starfleet.
Well, first things first. I don't. I must ask, what what did you do that was so horrendous?
Um,
You can tell me. Besides, I already told you I think that you're quite the able officer, and that if I ever do get to put on a coat, you'll have a place right by the tails.
um, I would say I'm the best negotiator in the entire world, but I may have accidentally given technology to a bunch of primitives.
Ooh. Um, please go on. I mean, quite frankly, I've been there, but that was before my time in the Federation.
I mean, I thought it wouldn't lead. I was trying to diffuse the situation, and I thought if I helped this one side who was doing pretty not doing so well in their conflict, it may lead, to more of a situation where the scales could be balanced and either side could come to agreement. I didn't know that side I was dealing with were, well, I guess there's a reason why we have a prime directive. I'll just put it that way.
A refill nod. I understand what you're getting at, XO, and well, that I have an answer for you, but I don't know if you're of an age to which it will truly sink in. But as you know, my own homeworld is destroyed. There's not many of my own people left. And the fact of the matter is, every single person that got hurt or even possibly perished as a result of your actions or what you think were your actions would have done so anyways. I mean, the fact of the matter is, Exo, everybody everybody dies, whether it's because of a solar flare, a planetary war, an espionage action. It simply happens. Now, as I said, every single one of those people that you are feeling guilt over is destined to have died. Nothing you can do would ever have changed that. However, this learning experience for you will show that you will make better decisions in the future, more thought out, and maybe you'll take a little bit more time. Now, I'm sorry that you feel all this guilt, but you need to let it go so you can start to make better decisions, and this guilt isn't coloring them.
You're right.
It's typically the case, if I do say so myself. Now, sure I can't interest you in that coffee?
No, I think I'm going to get an early go to bed early. That sounds. Plus, you have to be up early. The Yellowstone arrives at 08:47 hours.
You know, I'm also old enough to realize that while I get it, something does annoy me about that not ending in a round number.
Um, uh, Physics.
Indeed, if it's, whole universe is out to get us. But, anyways, XO, you have a good night. You make sure you get to your quarters safely, and if you need anything, I'm around at least for another 13 or so hours.
Yep. Sorry to offload my luggage on you, Lieutenant.
Don't apologize for making my night more enjoyable and interesting. But sleep well, XO.
And she gets up, nods, and as she turns to head out the door, she falls flat on her face on the ground and is fast asleep.
All right. So as even as old as he is, Arif's first instinct is going to be to chuckle and laugh, which he will do. But after a moment of amusement, he will attempt to basically move the XO and tuck her into his bed, and then start writing a note for when she wakes up in the morning before he quietly packs up his stuff and sits in the chair, I suppose,
Oh,
until
you have a
it's time to.
couch. Probably have a couch.
Oh, goody, I have a couch. I'm hitting the couch.
But to lift her up and like make her comfortable. Fitness security difficulty 1. Good luck.
Oh, yeah, I know. Oh, God. Um, I'm gonna spend that momentum for sure for a third dice, and uh, the bed is made out of wood. Would wood carving be a focus?
No,
Okay.
this is more of like athletics or endurance.
Oh my God! Thank God.
You got it. It was a little bit of a struggle. She's heavier than she looks, and you put her in your bed, and you finish packing and get a restless night's sleep on your couch.
That's fair, but you know what? There'll be plenty of time to sleep on the trip.
Probably have a much nicer cabin.
Here's hoping.
Doctor, are you with us?
I am, yes.
Doctor, you report in for your shift. Your usual nurse is on duty, and like normal, the lights are slightly dimmed. It is gamma shift, so usually not a whole lot of people at this hour.
That's all right.
Good evening.
Nurse.
Good evening, Doctor.
Good evening. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully, we do have potential dignitaries coming through when the ship rendezvous. So,
Oh yes, I think they arrived ahead of schedule.
oh, good. Yeah.
They're already on board.
Well, there you go. Then I don't even have to worry about it. But I'll take a. Were they transported over or shuttled?
They were transported over, Doctor.
Is it possible to get the transporter logs? No, I'd have transportation. Okay, never mind. Anyway, sure. We'll just cross that bridge when we get there. All right. I will go over the duty list and anything that needs to get done gets done next. Any tests or research, press some buttons for people or whatnot.
You go over from the reports. Nothing new, but the dignitaries, they wish to keep their anonymity. So they didn't reveal a whole lot of data. The only thing is marked in the previous doctor, who was in charge of your shift's logs, that left you a note saying they are remarkably very similar to humanoids, and any treatment should prove to be fairly simple.
Great. Mystery solved. Right? Now, take a seat now that I'm the officer on duty. And work on my research. And basically, he brings up a 3D model of heart, a mechanical heart. He's examining it, watching the mechanical valves move, and takes notes and whatnot. He's engrossed in the complexity of it.
Uh, really, there's nothing too out of the ordinary. Um, Typically, medical science in terms for artificial hearts have come a long way.
I know. It's good to keep up on the new research and different ideas, and play with them and see if they can work together in a different way. And nature of study, I guess.
Sorry, I'm trying to find a token, so I apologize.
They make some adjustments to the model, and it seems to improve pressure regulation by a certain small percentage. But then there's like a red area in the bottom area that wasn't compensated for, and so it shows like a discontinuity in the connection between the heart and machine, the machine and the rest of the body. He throws it. Basically, it throws it digitally down on the ground, and it just kind of dissipates. And then it goes and switches to something else. Rereads the log and whatnot.
Just at the moment, a woman in civilian-like clothing walks in and excuse me.
Yes. How can I help you?
Yes, I have a appears to be a migraine. I'm hoping you can give me something to relieve the pain.
Sure. Come right over here. Good question. Take a seat.
Nurse kind of drags a medical cart over.
Thank you, nurse. Let's see what we can do for you today. Have you been having this feeling very long? Start just
Only when
checking glands and whatnot.
occasionally, but only when I'm dealing with individuals who are not I should put it pleasant to deal with.
Pains in the neck. Yeah, I've dealt with this before. So you have to work with them regularly.
Uh, only for the
It's your
time
nurse, not
being.
too
And nurse sort of hands you the appropriate tools, the medical tricorder.
bad. I'll start it while she's talking. Go on.
Uh, it's just the guests that I've been traveling with.
Oh, you came with the Neptune then.
Yes, I've been dealing with the delegation.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a liaison then. Does she have pips or anything?
No, she doesn't.
Civilian. Okay.
I work with the Federation Diplomatic Corps.
Oh, great.
You noticed right away that she's Ryzen.
Nice to meet you. I am Zachary Mountain. I work in the medical department, as you can tell.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Zachary Mountain.
I go by Doctor.
My-
Recently.
Apologies, Doctor.
Oh, it's not at all. I'm happy to correct you. Took a lot of work, but happy to say I'm here helping people like you. Nice to meet you. And what was your name again?
Lexria.
Alexia. Nice to meet you. Lovely name.
Thank you.
Ryson, you said.
Yes.
I haven't been there yet. Is it worth going?
Many people find my world enjoyable.
Is that why you're not on your world? Because you don't? Or are you just doing your own thing?
Doing my own thing.
That makes sense. Great. And so, sorry that you've been having some troubles with the dignitaries. Is it a physical proximity thing? Or is it just they talk too much or something like that? Or just stress from all the...
It's usually a stress-induced migraine, Doctor.
Well, don't look like there's anything else wrong with you. Let me see. The healthy, yeah, perfect. And then I will get a appropriate administration of pain relief for the headaches.
Control medicine difficulty 0.
All right, who wants momentum?
Just don't roll a complication.
I don't know. Yeah, that would be bad. All right, yeah, thanks. I'll take 2.
2 momentum gained, and you fill up the proper dosage to help alleviate the migraine that the Federation representative is suffering from. You inject the hypo, and she kind of rubs her temple, like, nearly better already, Doctor. Thank you.
Oh, well, great. Come back anytime if you need a hand.
She kind of like smiles. Of course, Doctor. Good night.
All right. Have a good night.
And she walks out of the Portland sickbay.
Now it's... Thank you, nurse.
My pleasure, Doctor. She kind of gives a smile back to you.
I'll make a quick note in my log, Alexia, and headache from was it Ryzen Diplomatic Corps information. Yep.
After a while, the nurse looks like she finished up what she was doing at her station and kind of walks. So, Dr. Mountain, have you any thoughts of what you're going to do when we arrive at Earth?
Oh, I have. I might take a drive down the coast, or a shuttle. I'm not sure. I'd have to get a pilot probably because I'm not super at it. But I that sounds fun. Um, Is there a party going on? I heard there's a bunch of starships involved. Maybe we can do the rounds of the different.
It's a big parade, Doctor. I mean,
Oh, sure.
everyone's celebrating the birth of the Federation, at least the 210th birth of the Federation.
Hey, every year counts, right?
And Starfleet's putting on a little show from orbit. That and to
Great.
show off the fleet.
Well, I wouldn't mind having a first-hand look at all that kind of stuff.
Well, the best view would probably be at Earth Space Dock.
I haven't been to the Starbase in a long time. Usually I just stop through. Yeah, that's a good idea. Thank you, nurse. I appreciate it. Sorry, I'm not great with names. What was your name again? I keep forgetting. I apologize. But anyway, you've been very helpful today. That was our big excitement. The small headache. But hey, everybody needs help on different levels.
Molly
What was your
Ellis. Molly Ellis. Doctor.
Molly, oh, sorry. Mind if I call you Molly occasionally? Anyway, thank you.
Of course, Doctor. She walks back to her station and anything you wish to do?
Uh, he still has a few hours on his duty shift or whatever.
Yes.
Well, I mean, he'll start writing a letter to his family back home on Vega Colony. So, dear mom and dad, time here on the USS Portland has been great so far. It's been about a year or so. I'm pretty happy with my position. Gamma shift, but my colleagues respect me, and I think we're doing good work here. But my research is ongoing. Making sure, yes, I'm making sure that my condition is being monitored as well. The doctor in charge has assured me that my implant is working properly and my study of it is working. So yes, even though I study this, it's important to make sure it's optimal because I don't know. Anyway, I'm rambling medical stuff again. Sorry about that. Well, I hope the dogs are doing good. And hope you're enjoying your class, Mom. But Dad, yep, you were right. I did like this. I know I'm not always the most commanding person, but they respect me and I know what I'm doing. So they appreciate me for me. So I'm just gonna go with that. But anyway, I'll keep you in touch once in a while and just let me know how your anniversary goes. I wish I could be back there, but it's been a long residency. It's time to move on and get out here. That's why I joined Starfleet. So anyway, there's dignitaries from another world nearby, so maybe I'll meet some amazing new person that I never would have before. But anyway, you've been great. Miss you. Check in another time. All right, Zach is out. Bye.
As you finish writing a log and going through the motions of a rather boring shift, we're going to cut to Garibaldi.
It's fine. We're all fine here. How are you?
Garibaldi. You find yourself. I'm going to spend threat for this. Due to the heat, and you actually find a little reprieve of cooler temperatures. You actually fell asleep at some point, and it starts to actually get really cold as you kind of wake up, realize you no longer have the warmth that you had before, and you can clearly see that the sun has fallen below the horizon.
Is it a clear evening?
Yeah, for the most part, it's partly cloudy. Well, not I want to say partly. Mostly clear. A few clouds in the sky.
Then I will. Now that it's not burning cold, and I probably need to get up and move around to generate some heat. I will try to orient myself by the stars and head in the direction that I think I'm supposed to be going in.
Reason con difficulty 2.
Spend a momentum. Will you take survival as a focus?
Yes, I'll take survival as a focus. You gain a momentum. You're pretty confident you're gonna head. It's clear for the most part, and it's a nice clear sky. You could literally almost pretty much see the Milky Way in the background, and you manage to pinpoint the stars, and you head off in the direction where you think the extraction point is at.
I would use my wrist lamp thing to make sure I don't twist an ankle in a hole or step on a snake by accident. I'll keep an eye out for snakes because they're tasty, though. Eat rations if I get hungry, but if I can find like a snake or a big lizard or something. Or a rabbit. Are there rabbits in the Australian outback?
I
Probably.
think so. More likely a wombat or wallaby or
Kangaroos. I don't know if kangaroos, they don't look tasty.
You don't want to get anywhere near a kangaroo either, so
I got a phaser.
I'm just saying they can get pretty mean. Anyway, you truck along the direction you believe you're heading at by the stars, and you finally, after realizing that you were walking in the wrong direction for quite a while, you finally come up to the tree line.
Oh, fantastic.
But as you get approaching your line, you do see like more like kind of brush and stuff like that. And the temperature, it's still cold. But yeah.
Well, vegetation will do some good. We'll hold in a little bit heat. But I think I want to travel when it's cool rather than during the hot of the day. So I'm going to travel at night. Because that's what all the movies have taught me about.
Yeah, that's not a good idea, really.
I don't know. As the real person behind the real mind behind Garibaldi, I have no idea. Boy Scouts were 30 years ago. 35 years ago. If that's if the character actually knows that's a good idea, this seems like a good place to maybe build a fire and camp then.
You can do that if you wish on the edge. Obviously, there's some twigs and stuff like that, and some rocks you can gather. Yeah, insight security difficulty 1. To kind of build a little campfire. You wanting to build like a lean-to while you're at it?
Doesn't look like it's gonna rain, does it?
No, but you never know.
Sure. Still survival is a focus?
Yes. Difficulty 2 though, because building a lean-to now.
So I'll spend a momentum. Ooh.
Gain 2 momentum, and yeah, you make a pretty nice camp. In fact, you think you could just sit here and wait out the 1 week until they just beam you up, and you'd probably be perfectly fine.
I'm sure they wouldn't throw me at a Starfleet Academy if I failed the survival class.
Like it's looking pretty comfortable. Like, man, this is nice setup. There's not, there's some critters around here, here and there. Nothing real too big that could eat me, but
My wife's showing me a picture of a rabbit. There are rabbits in Australia?
It's called a bilby.
A bilby. Are
Bilby.
bilbies tasty?
I wouldn't know.
I will make a camp and make the fire controlled so I don't burn down what little scrub there is. And wait till Garibaldi's massive survival training tells him it would be a good time to leave. I guess morning, maybe? Time to get a good night's sleep?
Yep.
Or another nap?
It would probably be like a nap.
Then he will do that. Unless there are bilbies around for him to make a nice rabbit stew from.
It would probably be roasting. Yeah. The rabbit. Anyway, we'll cut over to Vogel to close out the little fun session. Cadet Vogel, you have completed your morning and now evening class or afternoon classes. As most cadets are now free to do whatever they wish to do during the evening.
Not party.
Not party. Ava kind of like catches up with you from her other classes and goes, so sir, we should probably I mean Jax is taking that flight pretty hard. We should cheer him up. I think he might quit the academy altogether.
What did you have in mind?
He's got a fear of flying, right? Let's go take him up.
In what?
There's plenty of shuttlecrafts around here. Well, don't tell me you've never gone for a joyride before.
Can't say that I have.
I mean, Club Sarah is a lot more fun than Academy Sarah. Should totally take the shuttle.
What happened last night is very rare for me, okay?
Uh-huh. You were enjoying yourself last night.
I mean, I'm capable of cutting loose every once in a while.
So let's give Jax what he needs. Poor guy's lost all his confidence.
I don't know what you expect me to do about it.
We take up the shuttle and let him fly around for a little bit, get his, confidence back. What are they gonna do?
I could think of a few things they could do to us. Couldn't we just try talking to him?
Fine, we'll try it your way, but I'm telling you, he needs to get back in the seat. It's the only way he's gonna get over it.
Let's try talking to him first. Make sure he doesn't go off the deep end.
Well, we better catch him before he heads to the dorms. I'm sure at some point he's trying to figure out a way to talk his way out of leaving the academy. So you go and find Jax?
Yeah, and while we're going, and here all I wanted was a quiet evening in bed.
Where's your sense of adventure, Sarah? I mean, you're the one that wants to go on the away missions.
Yeah, but I also don't want to get kicked out of the academy either.
I mean, Starfleet likes people who take initiative, you know. They'll understand. Oh, I think I see him. And she starts waving, going, Jax! And tries to get his attention, which he seems to stop as he was not heading towards the dorms, but towards the administration office.
Where were you heading?
To the administration's office.
Oh, how come?
I don't think I'm cut out for this.
Why? Because you had one bumpy flight?
A bumpy flight that we could have died in.
But we didn't.
That's easy for you to say. You're like a natural at this. I keep making mistakes every turn I go to. I nearly failed the basic simulators. The only one class I'm good at is the botany class.
So you're going to be a scientist, not necessarily at the helm. There's nothing wrong with being a scientist.
I don't even like plants. I sneeze every time I'm in a room with them.
me ask you this: why did you join Starfleet in the first place?
Because my brother's in Starfleet, my father's in Starfleet, my mother's in Starfleet, my uncle's in Starfleet. It's like it's a part of us. And if I don't join and do Starfleet, then I'll be the outcast in the family. But maybe this is just not for me.
Well, what is it you really want to do then?
I don't know. Starfleet was always the path forward for me.
Still could be. Come on, Jax. And Vogel will just look at Ava. We're going on a little ride.
She smiles. Oh, this is gonna be fun, Jax. You're gonna love it. He kind of like looks like this isn't gonna get us in trouble, is it?
I sure hope not.
And as you're dragging him along to one of the departure bays, we'll conclude today's session.